Hello again. Well, you'll have to excuse the mess on the desk. I'm kind of between projects at the moment and I've got a few things on. But I bought this kit from Amazon thinking it's a quick kit that I can solder up and do for the channel. However, it might be a bit quicker than I thought. Let me just take everything out of the bag and I'll show you why. Right, so we've got two speakers here, and this is what I thought. I thought this circuit board would arrive in kit form, but as you can see, it's already been built up, so there's no soldering needed. We might just need to solder the wires onto the speakers. That's a little bit of soldering there. We've got a bag of screws. I've got a switch just here. So what this is a Bluetooth speaker kit, and I thought it was a Bluetooth speaker kit that you would build a circuit board for, but like I say, it's been built up for us, so I think it might be a bit quicker than normal. What's it say there? 5 volts. So it runs off 5 volts. There's a Bluetooth pack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 1.5 and 1.5 makes 3, so that's 6 volts in total. So let's I suppose we could build this up then. Yeah. Let's put all that to one side. There we go. And let's take everything out of this plastic to see what the box looks like. Why is it things never cut the way you want them to cut? Even when you've got a nice sharp knife. Right, so let's have a look at this. Oh, so it looks like we pushed this out. Like so. That's one done. So I've got a bigger one here. It feels like sort of balsa wood, very, very soft wood. I'm not a wood expert, so I don't know what it is. Right, so I would guess this is probably the top, I guess, and the bottom. Yeah, because there we've got locating lugs here. So I guess this would do something like that. And then we've got this one that's got a cutout here, so I'm guessing that's where the switch would go in. So it's something not dissimilar to this, I would guess. That'll be going like that. Yeah, like that. And then we've got these screws that go in into these holes here. So you've got screws and some screws into wood. Right, just have a close look into it. Looks like there's different sizes in there. Yeah, there's different sizes in there. Right, here it is. Right, got some more light on it now. So we've got two different size screws in here. That size and that size. So I think I better sort out the different sizes so we know how many of each we've got. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. I wonder if these small ones are for the speakers. Oh, so the head of those goes straight through the speakers. Yep. So let's try these and see if they go through there. Yep, and they do as well. Okay. Oh, well, they do and they don't. You've got to get them exactly flat not to go through. Let's see what these... So if the speakers sit kind of like that, that's my mobile phone going off. Well, there's 10 of those, and there'll be 4 and 4, which makes 8, a couple of spares. And then there's a far more of those bigger screws, which I'm sure will go around the case. Okay. Right, I just had a quick look on the Amazon page that I bought this kit from, and it shows the speakers like that with the screw ends poking out the front. So that looks like how we're going to do it. And the other thing I thought of was it may not be that these go on straight, it may be that these go on slightly at an angle or something and they hang over the edge. So I think the best thing to do is to screw one on and see how it goes. I'm going to mount these so the speakers are, so the connections are in the centre. I don't know which way around they should go, whether they should go at the top. Or should we better at the top? I'll tell you what, we'll do it at the top, and then when I come to solder the wires on, at least I'll be able to see the connections. Right, okay, let's just try one and see how it goes. And for this, I will need a screwdriver. Yeah, so the ends of the screws look hanging over the edge, but that's what the picture shows it like. So I guess that's what we've got to do. Right, that's that one in. Let's screw in the other one. Okay, so that's the speakers done. Got a couple of spare screws, so I'll just put that at the top of the box over there. Right, that's got them two done. What I think we'll do is we'll just build part of the case up, just the top and the sides, and then that should give us enough space inside to mount the circuit board and have a sort of reasonable attempt at getting everything in place. And then when we're ready, we can then screw the other side on and the other top or bottom, whatever it's going to end up like. The picture, by the way, on Amazon shows a switch at the top. So the hole, the side of the hole which is here, that's going to be the top. Right, let's see if we can get one of these screws in. Okay, it's getting one of those jobs, is it? Now I guess that screw lines up with that hole. Everything's falling to pieces again. Okay, so that's got that in place. That's made that a little bit better to work with. I think these are ventilation holes or air holes for the sound. I believe that's what that could be. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So what we've got so far is what I would assume is the top, because it's got the hole in it there for the switch. Got the two speakers at the front, two sides on. So what I think we need to do now is to look at how this is going to mount. So I presume we're going to stick it to the case like that, with the wires coming off. So we've got wires that will go to the speakers either side. Are they marked left or right? No, they're not. They're not marked at all on the board, left or right. The 5 volt is. The 5 volt is marked left, positive and ground, but the speaker connections aren't. So if I zoom in and show you that. If my camera will focus, there we go. So it doesn't show you on the back of the board if it's left or right, but the power is shown. And if I flip it over that way, again, there's nothing on the board markings to show you which is left or right. So we're going to have to plunk it on there somewhere and connect up the cable. So let's fire up the soldering iron. Right, the soldering iron has warmed up. Just move those screws out of the way so I don't flick them all over the place. Clean the tip with a bit of flux. Right, okay, so we have, oops, that way. So I think we have markings, yes we do. So we have markings on the speakers. I don't know if you could see that or not. So we have a plus this side and a ground at this side. So that's how we need to solder the wires on. So the wires are slightly soldered, and so let's see if we can get this to solder up. Where's my solder disappear to? Right, that's 2 done. Right, okay, let's plug them into there then. So that's that one done. These are keyed, so because these are keyed, they must be the correct way around. Okay, so them 2 done. So next thing we've got to do is the power. Now, the power, by the looks of things, is stuck onto the back panel. So the switch goes here. So you can push that into place. so. And then the power, so we need the plus and the ground. So I think we need a splodge of flux on this. Like so. There's a hole in the back here, so I'm guessing the two wires would go through that, and then that would fix to the back of the box. It's a bit tight, but that will fix the back of the box like that. In fact, I think I'll do that next. What I need is some double-sided tape. See how long it takes me to get the backing off. Well, that's not too bad. Normally it takes me ages to get the backings off these. Okay, so let's get that into place. So this has got to fit between the top and the bottom. Something like that. I wonder if that's what the other two screws are for. I bet it is, you know. I wonder if that's it with those holes in there, look. I bet it is. I bet I've messed that up. Right, okay. I need to take that off. Urgh. Don't do what I do. I do it completely wrong. Right, how am I going to get that off there? There's two holes there, look. There and there. So I reckon that does go on there, but I reckon that does go on there. But is that screwed onto it? It is. Look, those holes line up. So it does go on there. But the screws hold it in place. So I need to still something like that. Right, there we go. That's it. Okay, so let's have a think. So the positive needs to go to the switch. That needs to get soldered onto there. And then we can go from the other side. Okay, the two grounds, they can be connected together. I'm assuming this is how it all goes together because there's no instructions, so I don't really know. Right, so the two together. Bit of tape. Okay, so that then can go onto here. And I've just noticed that even though this is keyed, so there's a key, so it can only go one way around. You can't put it in the wrong way around. And I've just noticed that the plus and the ground are opposite sides to what it says on the board. So why is that? Yeah, that wouldn't fit. That one is the same, so that won't fit. So there is only that one that would fit. And that is a bigger connector than those, so that is the only one that should fit into there, and it's the opposite way around. So that is in fact wrong. I think there's a way of taking these out, but I don't have the tools. I don't have the right tools to do that. One moment, please. So we need to work out whether the markings on the circuit board are correct, or if the wires on here are correct. So I think the easiest way of doing that is just here there's a little chip which is a little op amp. I'll put a picture of it on the screen for you now, and we can get the pin out of this and we can see which pin is ground. That will be connected to one of the pins here, and then we'll be able to check which one is actually correct, see if the screen printing is correct or not. So let's put our multimeter in continuity mode, which is the diode mode. So if I do this, you can hear a note, and we can put that on pin 7, which is just there. Pin 1 is the one with a dot on it on here. I'll zoom in a minute so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's see which pin connects. So that one's connecting, that one's not. And if you look on here, it does actually say ground. So let me zoom in for you now so you can have a look at that. Dum 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 dum. Right, okay, so on here, on our chip, so there we go, so you can see that. So that's now on the pin number 7, and we can check just there, and that is marked ground just there. So let's flip it over, and that is correct on there. So that is correct, that is the ground on this side. So it's our wire that goes to the battery, which is in fact wrong. So for ease of this build, all I'm going to simply do is swap these wires over. So let's switch on our soldering iron. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to very simply just swap these wires over, which is nice and easy. Maybe if you're building this, you may want to do something a bit more substantial. but I'm just going to do it nice and quick and easy. So bear with me for one moment while the soldering iron warms up, and then we'll swap these wires over, and hopefully then we should be okay. So soldering iron is coming up to power now. Where's my solder? There's my solder. Just clean the nib of the soldering iron. Right, let's just get that wire off there. And then this one can be connected to here. Looks like it needs a bit more wire stripping off. Where's my wire clippers gone? Just a moment. Right, wire clippers found, so let's just clean them off a bit. Okay, and just to make it so it doesn't short out against anything, let's pop a bit of tape on there. Okay, like I say, you may want to do this slightly differently to me. Right, so the red is now the ground and the black is now the plus. So if we now plug that in, it looks wrong and I apologise, but the black is actually plus because it goes down to the switch, which then goes down to the battery plus, and the red goes to the black, which is here. So these two cables are the wrong way around, but they are correct by what's shown on the circuit board. So that's got that bit done. So next thing we can do is look at putting this on, making sure that I get it the right way around. Which will go something like that. Although, how does that screw on? Is it that way around, perhaps? It still hasn't lined up with the hole. No, it can't be like that, surely. That is lining up there, okay. Right, so that's okay, that should be okay. I need to stick that board down inside, in there, and then we should be able to put the bottom on like that. So that is not fitting right. Right, one moment please. So if you followed what I actually done, I'd actually got the side piece the wrong way around, and I realised that because there's a small link here. This is large, small, and that was at the back here, and that was in the wrong place. So that's now in the correct place. So before I go any further, we need to hold this down somehow. I believe there's a couple of holes there, so that has to go like that. So that circuit board should screw onto those holes there. Right. So that now can go on. Okay, before I go any further, what I think I'll do now is switch it on and try it out. So I need some batteries for there. Right, after digging around the drawers, I have found some batteries. So let's plug them in. These are highly expensive, cheap ones from Lidl's. So I hope that they'll work. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. Don't forget there was a query about the plus and ground on the circuit board. So let's cross our fingers and see if it works. Oh, right, so we have a noise. I presume that's a good noise. I'm going to turn my phone on. Go into Bluetooth. And see if we do a scan. Yes, so we've got Bluetooth speakers appeared. And we can pair that. That's a good sign. We've got a beep, so hopefully that's okay. I'm going to play some music now through Spotify, so I might have to mute the music as it's playing, otherwise I'll get copyright problems. So let's just try a bit of this. Yep, that seems to work okay. Let me find some royalty-free music that I can play. Right, royalty-free music found, thanks to Dave. This is the music that I've used a few times in my videos, so here we go. So I can control the volume from the phone. So that seems to be working okay, so let's just finish it off now. So there we have it, one built Amazon kit Bluetooth speaker. I'm quite pleased with that. Couple of things that I don't like. As you notice, when I was trying to put the screws in, I accidentally turned it off when I put it on the desk like that, but turned it on again, that's fine. I don't like the fact that these screws on the inside are poking out the front here. I suppose I could get some sort of grill and put it over the front to hide that. That's something I could do in the future. But apart from that, it's alright, isn't it? Sounds alright. It's not too heavy. I guess the weight is mainly in the batteries here. We could change that for a USB power supply perhaps. Well, there we go, and I suppose we could even spray the case or something. Brand it Mike's LED Shed. Anyway, there we go. If you like what I do, please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you again soon. Thanks for watching.